There we go. I might have actually figured something out here, guys, because it looks like I've got another one. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, that might be a decent one. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in this morning. So here's the situation we've got this morning. We've got a super high tide, and we had some really strong winds come through last night and just really churn up the bay and really muddy up the waters here. As you can see, things are pretty muddy. So the plan for me this morning is throw some larger baits that make a lot of noise and help these fish pick up on what I'm throwing. But we've got a little treat this morning. We're fishing with my good friend Mitchell this morning, who's way back there somewhere, trying to go fish some back lakes right now. And it's a treat not only because he's just an all-around good guy to hang out with, but he knows this area really well. He grew up down here in South Texas and knows this fishery better than I do. And he's just a very skilled angler. Anytime I get the chance to fish with Mitchell, it's always a pleasure and a good learning experience. This morning, we're just gonna be pitching these baits. Let me show you what I picked up. I picked up something new here. I wanted to rig my soft plastics weedless because there's a lot of floating grass right now due to the high winds. And they had these jig heads with this spinner on it. I think they call the whole thing a flashy spinner. And I've never seen them before, but you know, they're gonna make a lot more noise, and that extra flash ought to catch some fish's attention. So during muddy water conditions, I think this might be a good thing. So I'm throwing this along with a big topwater, a big Super Spook Junior, and then I've got just a larger profile soft plastic gambler that I'm gonna be pitching as well. There's a fish. Yeah, decent red. He might be just under slot though. That's a pretty little redfish. I think he's just a little bit too short. Oh, that's a pretty one. That's one of those that's just kind of silver. He's in pretty shallow water. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to fish this morning. We've got a pretty dang big storm system headed our way, as you can see here. So we don't really want to be on the water with fishing poles sticking off our kayaks when this thing passes over. So we're gonna fish it until that lightning starts getting a little too close for comfort, and then probably have to pack it up and go home for a little while. They got that blue tail in here. Yeah. Almost everyone I catch has that real blue tail.
That real pretty copper color.
Yeah. That is the perfect redfish. Awesome, man. That's gorgeous redfish. What'd he hit it on?
Z-Man paddletail.
Z-Man paddletail. Cool. They're biting right before the storm. Let's get it. We got fish blowing up the top like crazy over here, so I switched to the top water. See if we can trick one. I don't know if they're all starting to feed right before this storm or what, but it seems like they all just turned on. There's blow-ups all around me. It is just beautiful right now. The wind has died down. You can see out on the horizon that storm is getting pretty close. But man, these fish have turned on. I saw Mitchell back there caught another redfish. I don't know if you guys can see this, but there are tails coming clear out of the water over there right now. I'm gonna switch over to this other soft plastic real quick, but man, this is too cool. Let's see if I can get him on this grasshopper. There we go, we're hooked up to a good one. That sounds good. Well, unfortunately my camera battery died on me while I was fighting that fish. So hopefully I got most of that on film. Wow, he wasn't going anywhere. That sucker's in there good. Yeah, look at that beautiful fish. That is gorgeous. I believe that guy's coming home with me. Oh yeah, right at 22 inches. That's what we're looking for. Well, we've decided to take a break for a minute and see what the storm is going to do. The wind shifted directions on us and really picked up. So we decided to get close to the truck so that we can get to some shelter if the lightning starts picking up. Luckily, Mitchell's got a heck of a cool system here, a motor on his kayak, so I get to hitch a ride. Feel pretty spoiled at the moment. Well, we're back at the boat ramp for the time being, waiting to see what this storm does, but look at the quality of these fish that we caught this morning. This is the one that I caught. He came in right at 22 inches and just a nice quality fish. And then Mitchell's over here is almost identical, except I think he's a little bit beefier. Well, look at that. If you could catch a limit of those, that would be one heck of a good day. So we've got the kayaks pulled up out of the water right now, out of the way. And we're just gonna hang out here for a minute and see what these storms do. Ooh, it's getting pretty dark out here. What we decided to do was go back into town and get a couple of breakfast tacos and a cup of coffee and wait out the storm. So that's what we did. Then we went back over to my place and hung out for a minute, and then Mitchell actually took off. He hit the road to get back on home tonight. So I'm back out here on the water now. I came back to the same spot that we were at this morning to see if I can get back into those reds. I'm gonna just fish the afternoon bite and see how it goes. Right now the birds are working. The wind is not super strong. It's probably blowing, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 miles an hour, something like that. I'm gonna just pick up where I left off and see if I can get back into those redfish now that the weather's cleared out. So here's what's going on. I've been on the water for about 45 minutes to an hour now, and the wind has dramatically increased. So I'm gonna beach the kayak for a little while and do a little wade fishing. Well, that right there looks like a dadgum trout slick. I want to show you this real quick while the sun's shining. Hopefully you can see it. As you can see out here, there's a lot of sand and there's a lot of grass beds, and it's all real patchy. Well, what I'm doing is I'm just casting across all of it and working my lure across the sand and the grass, except I'm pausing more over the sand. I'm letting that soft plastic really drop down in the sand, especially along the edges of the grass. So that's the method I'm going to use out here on this big flat this evening, and hope that there's a big old redfish hanging out on the edge of the grass just waiting to scoop it up. Here we go. Get out of that anchor rope. Ooh, doggy guys, I've been working for a long time for that fish right there. Oh my goodness gracious. You know what finally did it? Was putting a gulp under a popping cork. Oh my goodness, fish. Look at that. That is just awesome. Woo! Whoa, we gotta get out of here. All right, fish. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for waking me up. Tied on one of these little dubers, and about third cast I hooked into that redfish. There we go. Whew, he's a feisty one. Awesome, guys. Woohoo! That's 2 little redfish. Whoop, see ya. There we go. I might have actually figured something out here, guys, because it looks like I've got another one. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, that might be a decent one. Nope, about the same size. About the same daggum size. Ah. Look at that. He's probably close, but I'm gonna let him go just because he's a little too close. All right, that's another one. Man, I finally figured it out. It took me long enough, huh? Look at that. So what I'm doing, y'all, is I'm fishing this wind-blown bank, and I'm casting into the wind and popping this cork pretty aggressively. There's another one. Swimming towards me. He doesn't know he's hooked yet. Now he does. Oh, he got off right there. Got another one. Oh, he came off too. There we go. He doesn't feel quite as good of a fish, but he nailed it. Oh, that's a good trout. Wow, that's a nice trout. Wow, that's a really nice trout. Look at this, guys. Oh, that is so good to see. Awesome. Look at that fish. Oh, that is a nice trout. Man, that's good to see after that freeze. I mean, look at that. I don't have my tape with me, so I don't know exactly how long he is, but he's a good size. All right, this is turning into a pretty dang good evening. Oh man, that feels good. Well, I've got a long paddle back and the sun's starting to get pretty low in the sky, so I should probably head on out of here. As much fun as this has been, man, that was a fun evening. It took me a while to figure it out, but once I figured it out, man, it was pretty consistent. So lots of fun. Maybe I'll check this out again soon, I hope. But wish me luck. I've got a pretty windy paddle home right into the wind, so I'm kind of racing the sun. I've still got quite a bit of sunlight left, but it is going down in a hurry. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for this video today. Thank y'all so much for watching. It turned out to be an awesome day. We caught some nice fish, some quality fish, and finally we found some fish, and we had the weather for it too. So thank God for that. If you enjoyed this video and aren't already subscribed, then please consider clicking that subscribe button. We are now at 700 subscribers, so thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. Y'all have a great week, and I will see you next Tuesday.